Hi, I'm Dr. Dyan Haspel-Johnson, and it's time for another sleep tip. So let's talk about how to use self-hypnosis to shift emotions and shift things like anxiety or feeling sad or insomnia or things like that. And I'd be so curious to know what you find when you start to think about these things in this way that I'm about to describe. So I would please let me know, leave a comment. Let's start a discussion about this because I think it's really fascinating. So one of the things that I've been thinking about is how when we have anxiety, it's actually this emotion, and we can think of it as, what would you say it is? Probably I think most people would say it's fear, right? Anxiety is fear. When you have anxiety and you can't stop your spinning thoughts when you're trying to go to sleep or at other times during the day, or you're feeling worried or you're ruminating on the past and you feel this anxiety or this worry, if you were to probably say what's underneath that, it's fear, right? Fight, flight, freeze. But let's take it a step further. What if you go below that, below the surface of fear? You're probably thinking like, Dyan, what's below the surface of fear? Fear is fear. It's the fights or it's the fear that you're going to get hurt. It's actually the desire to have safety, right? That's what you want. It's the fear that something's going to happen to you. Well, if you look at that and you go underneath that, what that actually is it's self-love. If you didn't love your life, if you didn't want to survive, if you didn't love things in your life, you probably wouldn't feel that fear, that anxiety. And even the feeling sometimes of like depression, which sometimes can be like an apathy or, a feeling of this kind of isolation or things like that. Underneath that, there is a deep sense of wanting something to matter. And why do we want something to matter? Because there's something in us that identifies a love of something, of life, of our experiences. And so I think it's really important when we have emotions that might be a numbness, that might be an anxiety, that might be ruminating thoughts, to go underneath that, to look for the love that is underneath that, the desire that's underneath that. So for example, when you have anxiety and you want to feel safe and you feel threatened, there's this drive to feel better, this drive towards safety. And when you have that and you start to realize, oh wow, I actually love my life, I love my body, I love who I am, I want to preserve that. That's actually kind of exciting to think about, that you're motivated. And that's what the emotion is really about. So there's a way to shift the framework of it. And one of the things that's really important that when I design self-hypnosis, like my online sets which are for sleep, and I layer in a lot of different things to help with alleviating worries and anxieties and sleep anxieties and things like that, and pressure and these ruminating thoughts and all this, is really kind of going through the layers of things and what's underneath it, and trying to build on the resources. So I welcome you to start to think about it this way and think about what is the pleasant resource, the beauty, the love, the compassion, the self-compassion that's under that unpleasant feeling. And I think that if you orient yourself to that, it's going to build resiliency into your nervous system. That's what happens when we work somatically and when I've worked with people with trauma. And it's one of the reasons why, like I said, I layer these things in when I've designed self-hypnosis for sleep, my online sets. So please follow me, subscribe, check the link that's in the notes where you can get some free stuff, and I'll see you back here. Okay? Sweet dreams.